Okay, we now move along to question number 5. 2 more questions to go. Now, for this particular question, Mr. Tam, we believe with you, very straightforward question with not very many straightforward or easy answers. What is your solution to the growing homelessness problem?
You know, homelessness is a community problem, and all of us in this room and in the broader community need to come together to approach solving it. I spend about a third of my time right now dealing with this issue, and for me I call it a head-heart kind of solution or approach. And you know, if it was simple to solve homelessness, we'd have solved it a long time ago. It's not simple. It doesn't mean we give up, it means we work hard to do it. So the head part of it is enforcement. You know, we passed 2 bills working with the Honolulu City Council and worked on drafting them that now make it easier for us to maintain all of our public parks. So you don't have tents in any of our parks day or night unless where they're permitted to camp. We don't have shopping carts. We've done such a good job that they're now sleeping and camping on our sidewalks and in other public areas, including our medial strips and blocking the line of sight for traffic. There's no laws that prohibit that because none of us, when they wrote those laws, thought that we'd have this type of problem. So we're working on legislation to address that issue too. But we just can't move these groups around from place to place, spending a lot of our tax dollars. We need to find a place for them. That's the hard part of it. It's working with providers. It's working with people like Debbie Kimorikawa, who's in this room. Debbie can just say hi, with the community services, who works on this every single day and asking the providers to step up. And they are. And you know what? The enforcement aspect is actually getting people together with the providers. And they're starting to work with these and getting them back into our communities and rehabilitated. And we're going to be doing more. We've looked at the idea of maybe providing safe zones, housing first, dealing with the chronically homeless who have addictions and mental health issues, getting them into a facility somewhere where they can be cared for and rehabilitated. If we do that, we will move forward in terms of reducing this problem. But at the end of the day, it's every level of government stepping up. It's every branch of government stepping up. And it's the community stepping up, the 501c not-for-profits, and all of us coming together. If we do, we'll find a better solution. Thank you, Mahalo.
My solution to the growing homeless is for everybody to work together. And why I say that, you have to understand who the homeless are. I have talked to the homeless in urban Honolulu. I have talked to the homeless out here. I have talked to the homeless around the island. And basically there are 3 groups. One is those that are down economically. They can't afford the simple affordable housing rental of $800 for 1 bedroom. And why? Because maybe they can't afford that deposit of another $800. Who has $1,600 in their pocket at one time? Well, I propose in terms of helping those who are able to have some money, is spread out the deposit into increments, monthly, quarterly. And we can do that with government subsidies, basically. Then the second category is those who are mentally ill or drug abusers. They will not spend money in terms of finding a home for them because they're having health and social problems. We need outreach social programs to help them fix their lives. Okay, so rather than social workers waiting for them to come to their doors, I would like to see that social workers, with the help of government, go out into the community to help those people. Because sometimes these social people in need do not know where to go, quite frankly. And thirdly, there are those, quite frankly, that don't want any help at all. They will live on the streets. They will live off the sidewalks. Basically, that's their way of life. You have to help them by educating that they can get a better lifestyle. And that is how. I propose in terms of the federal, they now have a housing homeless program, that we bring that together with the state and also the city. Social workers, non-profit organizations, and churches. And perhaps the churches will help us by giving room and board in the evenings for these homeless people on a temporary basis. Thank you.
With this issue involves essentially police contacts, where there's a triage. You find out what type of homeless person you've got, because there are distinctly separate groups. The 5 most obvious are the people who are mentally ill, who are floridly psychotic. We've got plenty of them, and they're not at the state hospital. 2, the drug addicts, which not only involves those people who are drunk on alcohol, but those people who are high on crystal methamphetamine and ice. Then you've also got predators, and those are the people who like to prey on the other homeless because they're easy victims. Either they're intoxicated, or you can take advantage of them because you're a bigger bully, and they're unlikely to be around to be witnesses later on. And then you've got those people who just love the lifestyle. This is the way they want to live. They're probably the most difficult because nothing you can do is going to make them play by the rules. The easiest one to deal with are those people who are temporarily out of homes, temporarily out of work. Those you can give them transitional housing, you can deal with them. To deal with these other people is going to take an enormous influx of treatment, and treatment that doesn't always work. And every penny that you put into that is being taken away from preventive measures and measures such as school, healthy lifestyles first, all of those types of things. All that money's no longer there because it's going into this enormous problem. Is that really a sensible way to use our money? If we get to the point where we need to put them someplace other than in somebody's public office where they live and work, and they're there. If you got to get them out of the parks where they're frightening the tourists, if you got to get them off of the streets where they're screaming at everybody and looking at the sky, then we need to relocate them. And that's no easy decision to make, and how to do that and how to do it effectively is going to be hard to do. But if you are going to talk about fixing them, you're talking about an enormous influx of money, and that's the real problem.
All right, Mr. Carlisle, thank you very much. Just want to take a view. Is there do we still want to? Lance Tanaka is a blue convertible. Lance Tanaka, are you here? Oh, you have a blue convertible? Okay, I think that maybe they're trying to prevent you from getting a ticket or getting towed. So I think you're being asked to, yes, see, you have an officer in front who's summoning you, but the good news is, we have the prosecutor here, we have the police here. We can take care of this whole process right in this room. We have attorneys, we have the media, we pretty much have all branches. But sorry to call you out, but I think this is an effort to save you money. Not that the city needs more money. Let's continue on now with Mr. De La Cruz, your solution for the homelessness issue.
Thank you. Homelessness is all of our problem. And working to end it is all of our responsibility. As mayor, this will definitely be one of my top priorities. I've already begun working on this. First, I drafted and introduced a charter question that would create an office of housing directly under the mayor. There are several distinct homeless populations. A one-size-fits-all approach doesn't work. It's not effective. Flexibility is the key. The Office of Housing would spearhead smart, flexible efforts to work towards solutions for homelessness. The City Council just passed a budget last month, which included my budget amendment for the Office of Housing. The office would be solely responsible for leading and coordinating city departments, nonprofits, state and federal programs to maximize dollars and show progress. The Office of Housing would provide leadership through collaborative community planning, increasing permanent affordable rentals linked with appropriate services, and implementing a homeless management information system. This has been done in Seattle, which created a committee to end homelessness. While the rest of the country's large cities saw homelessness increase 20 to 30%, Seattle saw only a 2% increase due to their efforts. By combining proven methods with a plan specifically for Honolulu, we can move towards the elimination of homelessness on Oahu. Thank you.
Thank you, and finally, Carlos.
Thank you, Howard. So far, I like Peter Carlisle's answer the best, and here is mine. How much you think we spend on our homeless, or how much benefits do the homeless draw from us per year? Have you thought about it? About $30,000. We have reached the point that we incentivize homelessness, and this has to stop. I agree partially with the breakdown that Peter presented, but I'll make it more specific for you. Roughly 80% of the people are hitting hard times, and they need 1 to 6 months to get back on their feet. We need to provide the best care for these people, schools for their kids, and take care of them, because within 1 to 6 months, they can be up on their feet and be productive in the community. They want to be productive in the community. They don't want to be homeless. A little less than 5% are extremely problematic cases. They're drug addicts, they're criminals, they're